Hello, how are you today? We are back. We are back to do another day of our Be Holy for I Am Holy book club. And we are actually reading the complete visions of Anne Catherine Emmerich. And if you're missing a few of our videos here and there, um, Hen has them also on YouTube, guys. So
And
um,
I added the playlist now for you.
oh, wonderful. It's somewhere on there where you can find them because you don't have to listen to them in order. They're just stories from the Bible, and she gets into the
But
extra.
it does go in order. So if you want to watch it in order, just go to the playlist. I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, but everyone will have a name. So, like this is about the Holy House of Nazareth, where the Holy Family lived. We're going to read today.
Yeah.
And these are visions that she had, and the visions have been approved by the Catholic Church, and she has been beatified also. So it's good. It's good stuff, guys. It's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
Okay. So the Holy House of Nazareth.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I got to make this bigger because my eyes are having a real hard time focusing.
Okay,
Just today for
no
some.
worries.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just us. We're easy.
Yeah.
The little house at Nazareth, which Anne fitted up for Mary and Joseph, belonged to Anne. From her own dwelling, she could unnoticed reach it in about half an hour by a cross path. It lay not far from the gate. It had a small courtyard in front, and nearby was a well, a couple of steps leading down to it. It was near a hill, but not built on it. A narrow path dug out of the hill separated it from the back of the house, in which there was one little window. It was darker on this side of the house than on the other. The back part was triangular and built on higher ground than the front. The foundations were cut in the rock. The upper part was a light masonry. Mary's sleeping compartment was in the back, and there it was that the angelic annunciation took place. This chamber had a semicircular form on account of the movable partitions placed around the walls, and which were of coarser wickerwork than the ordinarily used for the light screens. The patterns in which these screens were woven were similar to wafers, and the colors used were designed to bring the figures out. Mary's sleeping place was on the side just behind a wicker screen. On the left was a little closet with a small table and stool. This was the Blessed Virgin's oratory. This was the Blessed Virgin's oratory. This back room was separated from the rest of the house by a fireplace, which consisted of a grated wall from whose center, over the slightly raised hearth, a chimney rose up to the roof and ended in a tube above it. Over the opening through which the tube projected was built a little roof. On top of the chimney, I saw in after years two little bells hanging. To the right and the left of the chimney and opening into Mary's rooms were doors up to which three steps led. In the chimney wall were all kinds of nooks in which stood the little vessels that I still see at Loreto. Behind was a rafter of cedar wood, upon which the wall of the chimney rested. From this upright rafter ran a crossbeam to the center of the back wall, and into this there were others, dovetailed crossbeams to the center of the back wall, and into these were others dovetailed from the two side walls. These beams were of a bluish cast with yellow ornaments. Between them, one could see up through the roof, which was hung with large leaves and matting, and in three places, namely in the three corners, adorned with stars. The star in the middle corner was large like a morning star. Later on the ceiling was adorned with numerous stars. Over the horizontal rafter, which extended from the chimney to the back of the wall, was an opening in the center for the window, and under this was hung a lamp. There was a rafter under the chimney also. The roof was not high and pointed, but so level that one might walk around the edge. It was flat on top, and there rose the chimney and its tubes, protected by the little roof. When after Joseph's death, the Blessed Virgin removed to the neighborhood of Capernaum. And
The holy, sorry, the holy was left adorned like a sacred shrine. Mary often went up from Capharnaum to visit the scene of the incarnation and to pray there. Peter and John, whenever they went to Palestine, visited the house of Nazareth and celebrated Mass in it. An altar was erected where the fireplace used to be. The little cupboard, once used by Mary, was placed as a tabernacle upon the altar. I have often witnessed the transporting of the Holy House to Loreto. For a long time, I could not believe it, and yet I continued to see it. I saw the Holy House borne over the sea by 7 angels. It had no foundation, but there was under it a shining surface of light. On either side was something like a handle. 3 angels carried it on one side and 3 on the other. The 7th hovered in front of it, a long train of light after him. I remember that it was the back of the house, the part that contained the fireplace, the altar of the apostles, and the little window that was transported to Europe. It seemed to me, when I recall it, that the rest of the building was in some danger of falling. I see in Loreto the crucifix also that the Blessed Virgin had when in Ephesus. It was formed of different kinds of wood. Later on, it came into the possession of the apostles. Many miracles take place before that crucifix. The wall of the Holy House of Loreto is entirely the original one. Even the rafter under the chimney is still in its place. The miraculous picture of the Mother of God stands on the altar of the apostles. Wow. So she just did something small. So Jeanette and I, when we did the consecration to Joseph, the beautiful story was in there about it being taken. And like Jeanette said, there were witnesses that were documented at the time that the house was suddenly there and suddenly not there, and then it appeared in Loreto. Go ahead. It was taken to
I think,
right?
I think the house was moved
2 places.
to like 3 different places, 2 or 3. We got to read the story again because I kind of crosses my mind.
Right.
But the reason why it was moved originally is because the war was coming. There was going to be a lot of war and chaos around that house. So by angelic forces, it was carried to a different location.
Yeah.
But then when that happened, it was investigated and they figured out what happened. And then they started, people were starting to come to see the house and stuff. And it was getting, they were getting money for it. People were having to
That's
pay
right.
to go
That's
see
what
it
it
and
was.
stuff. And because it was
God didn't
material
like that.
things, God does not like that. It got moved again. It got transferred to other places, and then other things happened, and it got moved one last time where it is right now. And they built a beautiful church or cathedral or something around it, and the house is in the middle of it. And that is one of the places on my wish list that I have to go to. I would love to touch that house or the glass or whatever it is, because I don't know. We'd have to look it up. It's probably on Google, guys. But it's amazing. It's amazing. And there is evidence. Read about it, because, some people are skeptical. And I understand they're talking about flying a house by angels, but hey,
Some people
look at
are skeptical.
I can't pronounce certain words. Sorry, guys.
Skeptical.
But anyway,
But it was a spectacle,
yeah, but it's like, okay, everything's possible I mean, look at all those miracles Jesus did. Come on, guys, open up your mind, open up your hearts. Don't harden your hearts. Have fire, faith, not lukewarm, like Jesus wants us to have. So, yeah, it's an amazing story, guys. Oh, there it is. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Look at that picture, guys. Look at that house. So small. That's where the angel came to Mary. That's where Mary was brought up. That's where Anne lived with Joachim and Mary when she was a little girl. I guess when Joseph died, I didn't know this part of it. When Joseph died, she moved to a different place. But anyway, I'm sorry, I got away with myself. But what really stood out to me, you know what it is?
What?
And what really stood out to me, I'm so excited.
Wow.
When they talked about the stars. What were we talking about a minute ago before we got on? What were we talking about? We were talking about getting a t-shirt, starting this consecration to Mary for the month of May, for Mother's Day. We were talking about starting this because they recommend we start
Tomorrow we will be starting. We're going to read the introduction, and then Friday we're going to start the actual consecration.
Yes. The church is recommending everybody does a novena to Mary, to Fatima, starting tomorrow. So it ends on her feast day on the 13th. So Hen and I were talking, why don't we add a little something like we always do? We always say we do too much, but oh well, Mary's speaking to us. We got to do it. Mary's mantle consecration, the mantle consecration. So every day we do it. We do a reading. It's a very short one, guys. And we're not going to talk forever afterwards like we do with these book club. This is going to be very short. And then afterwards, we'll do a quick consecration to her, a quick novena. It's not a whole rosary. It'll be just 3 times. We'll say the Glory Be, the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and the Glory Be 3 times. That's it. So
Fatima one. It's very simple. It'll be very quick. And then we'll do, it's also a very fast reading in the mantle, the Mary's mantle.
But that is the Holy Spirit saying, oh my gosh, girls, you're on track again still. And that makes me feel so good. I get goosebumps because it talked about, look at all the stars they were talking about on the ceiling. And we're going to put a star for every day because her mantle had a certain amount of stars. I forgot what it was, 50 or 40 or something like that. Anyway, we'll read about it in the introduction on Thursday, tomorrow.
So we're not really going to talk much about this because we read a lot about it in the consecration, and this is just really her describing it. But you can actually see real pictures of it. We're going to send you the articles, and you can actually go and visit it today. It's been moved to Loreto. And
read the story, guys, behind it. It is amazing.
Read the story. It is just these two. So we're going to put this one and this one, these 2 links today. One's from Ascension, and then one is from Catholic Register. Okay.
Yes.
And tomorrow we'll do the introduction to the mantle. And it'll give you an idea of what we're starting, because it's a little bit lengthy, the beginning, Jeanette says. And then we will start Friday with the actual consecration.
Okay. And then at the very end, look at what you get, guys. At the very end, you can print out your own consecration, beautiful page to put on your wall, or
You don't
me.
need to buy the book, but you
No,
can if you want to.
it's free.
The book does come with that that certificate. So
No, it doesn't come in the book. You have to send out for it. You send an email to them and they send you a copy of it, and then you just print it out yourself. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
completely free. And it's at the end that you get that. And
So
it's
we'll
really
give you
cool.
the link to that when we do that. Okay.
Yeah, this one I did Easter week of April 21, April 6, 21. In
Oh, you
21 I did it.
You did it already?
Yeah, I did the whole consecration. I did it actually, and I did it on Facebook too. I did it live
Oh, and I didn't even know.
in 2021. But it's okay.
That was when I had the cancer. That's what, yeah.
It's great to redo it.
over
It's
that.
great to redo it often because it's so beautiful. You'll see. It's just a quick reading. It doesn't have a lot of information. It's just a reading to help us and motivate us and get us going.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna
Bye,
have a
guys.
day tomorrow. All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye.